Hey, let me quickly check in on chapter 24 of The Life and Adventures of Michael Armstrong, Fctry Boy, where we've been following Miss Brotherton and her her and Miss Trumlett getting away from the factory with Fanny Fletcher, who believes she witnessed Michael Armstrong being taken off, and then reports of him having died from the fever that had swept through the factory, and they're lost, not lost, but kind of stranded in the wilderness, and Miss Brotherton goes off to try and find help, and she comes upon this old crippled woman. At first, doesn't even know if it's a woman. Psst, 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 psst. She doesn't even know that it's a woman because it's got a kind of a man's coat on and a petticoat on, and Theo's making noises. Hey, Theo, want to come up? You just want to stare at me. Theo just wants to stare at me. And so yeah, she, old Sally, is actually the super fun character to horrifying story, but because she's one of these factory children who actually got away, who actually tried to escape several times, and got locked up in a dark room no bigger than a coffin for the longest of time until she saw. I don't know if this is like when the fever happened, that she's happened to see that that uh, that because we've heard about the fever going through and it killing the apprentice master's wife. It's like, is this the time, or is this earlier? Is this earlier in the thing? I'm slightly foggy on that because it's like, or did she become an old woman after she was a child and she escaped, and another mishap had happened with an apprentice master's wife? That might be the case, but whatever. It's like, she's got this. For me, she's got this voice because she's characterized as a bit of as a lunatic, as a mad woman who's been broken by everything that's happened to her. I mean, her body is all twisted and her mind twisted, but she's got this kind of strange kind of energy, that I kind of love. She's like a really vivid character. You can tell that that Fanny Trollope was really kind of had fun writing her, and it was fun reading her dialogue, even if I'm getting all the dogs today. You know, and you know, you have want her to be, because it's like she seems to at the end of every day kind of be hoping that she's going to get taken out, like is going to leave this life behind. Seems to be Jesus. So I'm getting made out by the doodle, the terrible doodle who loves to kiss. She's going to be like, says like, oh, there's another son. It's, I have this voice of her in my head that you know I'm not a professional actress or actor, but I just enjoyed reading this character out loud. So um, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, she's taken care of as a child by the kind Mrs. Roberts, the farmer's wife, in this particular thing, and it said like, no, now off with you, off to bed, and she off, and she's very docile. Her madness seems to be definitely kept in check by the actual good um, caretaking done about this thing. And in this chapter, as they finish with the farmer and they get taken back to the king's head, and they're getting taken home, they come upon in the wilderness a father cradling his dying son in his hands, with his little daughter there beside him, and laying him down, and the child expiring. And it was yet again a child who had been worked to death, who was so sickly, but he couldn't not go to work because he'd get fined, and that would just ruin the family that much more. So he was just taken and taken until he basically collapsed in the work yard, and the father came and take him, and now they're out in the wilderness, and he dies in front of Mary Brotherton, who can't do anything for them. And then the final thing is like, I don't have anything for comfort, and she's well aware that this is where the source of all her, as it says, greatness all her wealth has come from, all her status in society. So she just leaves some money for them in a cup and leaves them. But yeah, just this another little blip, another little emphasis of while she's rescuing this one child, others have died. And as far as we know, Mchl Armstrong has died. Though at the end of the chapter, it says, well, I have to break off from this story to continue with the author and his historian of this narration of the life and times of Mchl Armstrong, life and adventures of Mchl Armstrong. I have to break off, which makes me think that chapter 25, we're going to go back to Mchl Armstrong. That's my prediction, because there's too much Victorian sentimentality that or just structure that you'd have a book that's called The Life and Adventures of Mchl Armstrong, where the main guy dies most of the way into the book, and you have a whole 10 or 11 chapters that go on without him afterwards. It's a very lovely house. It's a very lovely house. It is. Yes, it is. Oh, so much love. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, so much love. Oh, so much love. And so much other pressing. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Okay. Oh, God. Earlobes are getting done. Bye.